Let's talk about the double champ dilemma. When making an argument for a fighter's GOAT status, you look at title wins, title defenses, the caliber of fighters they beat, whether or not they became double champ. And when you look at the greatest fighters the sport has ever seen, a lot of them are regarded as the GOAT because they're double champ. We have John Jones, Henry Cejudo, Daniel Cormier, Conor McGregor, BJ Penn, the list goes on. And while I think it's good for every fighter to aspire to be champion, I just don't think it's always the most realistic goal in certain instances. Look at GSP and Anderson Silva. Before you continue watching the video, I ask that you help me get to 1,000 subscribers unless you support world hunger. That's a fight we would have all wanted to see, but it didn't materialize because GSP wasn't interested, and according to Dana White, the UFC doesn't entertain super fights unless both parties are willing. What's interesting is that GSP beat Michael Bisping after a 4-year layoff. That same Michael Bisping already had a win over Anderson Silva, who looked like he was far out of his prime. If the fight did happen, there's a chance that GSP would have won, but he still wasn't interested for various reasons. He was more focused on the welterweight division, he had some health issues, and he was also concerned about PED usage after Anderson Silva popped for steroids before fighting Nick Diaz. GSP had been avoiding Anderson Silva for years, and I honestly understand why. As good as GSP is, he still would have been challenging a prime Anderson Silva, who's regarded as one of, if not the greatest fighter of all time. GSP is a well-rounded fighter, but if he fought Anderson Silva, he would most probably try to keep things on the ground because he's at a reach, weight, and height disadvantage. I think Anderson Silva is a better striker in general because he displays better head movement, distance management, counter striking, clinch knees. GSP might have the better jab, but the jab is literally what fuels Anderson Silva's biggest strength, a counter. And even if things went to the ground, I don't think GSP would be able to bully his opponents the way he used to do it in the welterweight division. He already struggled against Johnny Hendricks and BJ Penn. It may have a lot to do with the fact that they're stocky fighters, and usually stocky fighters have good takedown defense simply because they have a lower center of gravity. But I'm pretty sure it would be a lot harder to take down Anderson Silva than BJ Penn simply because of weight. And even if he does manage to take Anderson Silva down, he already has some pretty good jiu-jitsu, so he might get a submission off his back. We already saw him survive against Chael Sonnen, then eventually get a submission in the 5th round. I'm not saying he would submit GSP, but I don't think GSP will be able to finish him via ground and pound. Anderson Silva was phenomenal in his prime, and a lot of people attribute that to his PED usage. He claims that he only took the steroids because he needed to recover quickly from his previous fight against Chris Weidman, where he snapped his leg. He might actually be telling the truth because this is his one and only failed drug test in the UFC, and it can happen to anyone, so Anderson may not actually be a cheater. Even if there was no PED controversy, I don't see GSP beating Anderson Silva. Don't get me wrong, he definitely does stand a chance, but the odds are heavily against him, and he knows that, and that's why he avoided him for all those years. A win over Michael Bisping is impressive because he was a middleweight and in his prime, but I still don't think it would have been as impressive as beating a prime Kamaru Usman at welterweight. So I'm honestly not that blown away by that win, and I can say the same about a lot of the other double champs in the UFC. Alex Pereira had to beat Yuri Prochazka to win the light heavyweight title. As impressive as that win is, I still think the blueprint to beat Yuri has already been set out. Do not stand with him unless you're Alex Pereira. And I say that because the only person who had success on the feet against Yuri Prochazka outside of Alex was no one. Because Glover Teixeira did not try to strike with Yuri Prochazka. He was winning the fight up until he got submitted in the 5th round. What helps Yuri have so much success despite having zero to no technique is his grit, his power, his chin, and his pressure. He overwhelms his opponents who are more technically sound than him till they make a mistake. He can afford to make a lot of mistakes. We've seen him get clipped on multiple occasions, but he just walks through the punches, lands one on you, and you just fall asleep. By no means am I saying Alex Pereira's win over Yuri wasn't impressive. It was impressive, yet I still wasn't blown away. Why wasn't I blown away? Because I expected it. Alex Pereira was built in a lab to beat someone like Yuri Prochazka. Up until Yuri faced Alex, he had never fought anyone with as much technique and power. No one even came close to that. And he didn't change his approach when he fought Alex the 2nd time. His hands were low and he got clipped. It's just Yuri's style. His hands were meant to be down there, and we can't really judge him for it because it's taken him to where he is today. Watch his fight against Jamal Hill. Jamal looked a lot more technically sound. Jamal was outstriking Yuri early in the fight, landing straight punches that hurt him on multiple occasions. That was until Yuri started landing Floyd Mayweather-esque pull counters. A lot of the strikes Jamal was landing would have been fight ending had Alex thrown them, so it only made sense that Yuri wasn't going to have any success against Alex unless he gets an early fluke knockout. What I'm trying to say is that if a fighter wants to be double champ, he should take a fight that's somewhat favorable. Alex Pereira and GSP are a great example of that. Islam would have a harder time becoming double champ considering the fact that Sean Brady might actually be fighting for the title soon, and I honestly think he's the best grappler in the welterweight division right now. His performance over Leon Edwards is one of the greatest displays of grappling I've ever seen by far, especially considering the fact that Leon Edwards has good anti-wrestling. His takedown defense against Kamaru Usman was pretty good the third time they fought. It may not have been a prime Usman, but that same Usman went on to face Hamzat and he did very well, surviving 3 rounds. Leon Edwards' performance against Belal Muhammad wasn't good because he did lose 4 out of the 5 rounds, but I still think it's underrated because he was winning a lot of the scrambles. He was landing quite a few reversals, and the most lethal one was in the 5th round where he almost finished Belal with elbows. Had the fight been 15 seconds longer, I think Leon would have won it. Against Sean Brady, Leon Edwards' takedown defense was non-existent. Sean would take him down at will and control him until the round ends. He had 4 minutes and 57 seconds of control time in the 2nd round alone, basically the whole 5 minutes. I don't think Islam would have this much success against any top 5 welterweight, let alone Leon Edwards. Keep in mind that Sean Brady weighed nearly 200 pounds when he fought Leon Edwards. The heaviest Islam's ever been is 82 kilos, which is around 180 pounds. Islam could gain the muscle, but I don't think he'll be as strong as some of the welterweights. Anyway, thanks for watching the video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it, and don't forget to like and subscribe. Peace out.